Well, it doesn't come as a big surprise. The chairman of selectors for the Pakistan Cricket Board, former captain, one of the legends of the sport, Inzamam-ul-Haq, has resigned as chairman of selectors of the national cricket team of Pakistan. Why do I say it doesn't come as a surprise? Because if you were following the developments the last few days leading up to his resignation, you would have preempted it. At least we did here at Sports Today, because that's exactly the kind of narrative that was being set. Let me give you a bit of a background and bring you up to speed. The Pakistan team, as you know, there's a cricketing reason. They've not been doing well. They are virtually out of the semi-final race, mathematically in with a chance, but virtually out of the semi-final race. So someone had to bear the brunt of that loss, and probably it seems like it's all fallen on Inzamam-ul-Haq. He's resigned. But it's not just that cricketing reason why he's resigned. There's also other reasons, off the field reasons, and I'll give you those reasons as well. Let me first spend some time talking about the cricketing reasons. As I said, Pakistan haven't done well on the cricket field, and there has been a bit of a divide in terms of opinion making as to who's responsible. And a lot of time opinions are made by the media, by former cricketers, and the line was very clear. A lot of former cricketers pinned the blame down on PCB. They came up with reasons like PCB did not manage things well, PCB did not plan Pakistan's lead up to the tournament, making them play in a hybrid model where they had to travel between Sri Lanka and Pakistan. That tired our players. Then you played a series in Sri Lanka in those tough humid conditions versus Afghanistan. That further tired the Pakistani players. The selection hasn't been great. So former cricketers, a section of the media, were pinning the blame on PCB. Typically, natural instinct, PCB came out with their own narrative. They started coming out with a narrative saying, listen, we're not at fault. We gave exactly what the chairman of selectors in Inzamam-ul-Haq as well as the captain in Babar Azam wanted. We gave them everything they wanted. In fact, I think the genesis of the thought of where Inzamam may have decided to give up on that chairmanship of the selection committee would have started from that press release. In this to and fro, PCB also sent out a press release a couple of days ago, which we had reported on Sports Today. In that press release, they had said that, we gave everything that was available to the captain and Inzamam-ul-Haq, the chairman of selectors. They got a free hand, whatever they wanted, we gave it to them. Now the results aren't going the way that we wanted, so we will review all of this after the World Cup was done. So they literally threw their chairman of selectors and their captain under the bus. It was clear that PCB was going to pin the blame on them. And I think Inzamam-ul-Haq then saw the writing on the wall, which is why he may have decided then to resign from his position. So that press release was a very important thing. Now let me get to some off-the-field reasons. The off-the-field reasons actually come from a conflict of interest charge. Pakistan Cricket Board also announced, apart from that press release, also announced that they're going to be setting up a committee to look at a conflict of interest charge that was leveled against the captain in Babar Azam and a few other players and Inzamam-ul-Haq. Now, what is this conflict of interest? There is a marketing company, a sports management company in Pakistan, which manages some top players, who looks out for their commercial interest. Who are those top players? Babar Azam, Mohammad Rizwan, Shaheen Shah Afridi. So these three players are managed by one manager, a sports marketing manager or a sports management manager who looks after their commercial interest. Now it has emerged that Inzamam-ul-Haq also has a share in that company. So that sports management company that looks after the commercial interest of the captain in Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan and Shaheen Shah Afridi, three of the biggest stars in Pakistan cricket, there is a stake that Inzamam-ul-Haq also has. So there's no conflict of interest charge in terms of his nephew Imamul-Haq playing for the team. That's another matter. Nobody really raised a finger on that, but the fingers have been raised that he has some sort of ownership. So when that news also came out, coupled with the fact that PCB has sent a press release about, saying that they have given a free hand to them, seeing all of that, Inzamam-ul-Haq has now decided to resign. Now, whether it's right or wrong, who is to be blamed, all of us can have an opinion. But on the matter of conflict of interest, if Inzamam-ul-Haq indeed has ownership in that company, that manages the captain and a few other players, then it is definitely conflict of interest. He needed to come clean with this at the start. Had it happened in India, we as the media would have questioned it. You know, it's happened in the past. There have been a few players, that have come under scrutiny and they've given up on that ownership. It's happened with a few former Indian captains as well. Whenever that came under scrutiny, they had to give up the share in that company or not have any other player managed by that company. So why is there a conflict of interest? If he is given the responsibility of selecting a team and he's also making profit through a company that is managing a few players, then obviously the doubts are going to be that he's going to ensure that those players are always selected. Though, I mean, if you look at it practically, there's no way that Pakistan cannot have a Babar, Rizwan and Shaheen Shah Afridi in the team. They are clearly three of the best players. So even if Inzamam did not have any share in that company, they would still make the team. Yet that there is a conflict of interest and that charge is there, that is pretty valid. So he may have resigned because of that as well. What we are getting to here, now that he's resigned, his contract is such that PCB will have to pay him a certain amount of money that amounts to about 1.5 crore Pakistani rupees. So that will be less than a crore in Indian rupees. That much compensation they'll have to give him. But they've also started an investigation looking into this conflict of interest matter, which will also bring under scrutiny the captain Babar Azam. So if there is conflict of interest with the chairman of selectors who picks the team, even the captain has a say in picking up the team. And if he is managed by the same manager that also manages Rizwan, Shaheen Shah Afridi and maybe a couple more players, then even that is a conflict of interest. All of those things will have to be managed. But you know, this is nothing new. You know, when things go south with any team, especially Pakistan, such controversies really come out onto the fore, and things are coming out, when it comes from Pakistan as well. The latest other controversy is where we've done a video on that. You can check out where, chats that were sent by Babar Azam, the captain, was leaked. Personal chats was leaked by the PCB chairman Zaka Ashraf on a live television show. So things are getting very ugly. Just as we are criticizing conflict of interest, should not be there, you need to criticize the PCB as well. How can you make anyone's private chat public, that too on a television show? So even the PCB there is at fault. So people are there at fault, and who's going to be the one at the receiving end? Pakistan cricket and Pakistan fans. That's the unfortunate situation that Pakistan cricket right now finds itself in. That's all that we have on this video. If you liked our content, do give us a like on this video. Don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today.